Welcome to the Teledyne's YouTube channel. Today we're going to go over how to play Walk Don't Run by the Ventures. Walk Don't Run is an instrumental tune originally written and recorded by jazz guitarist Johnny Smith in 1954. It was later covered by Chet Atkins in 1956. The Ventures were then inspired after hearing the Chet Atkins recording, and they released their own version in 1960 on their debut album of the same name. And I think for most people, including myself, the Ventures version is the most recognizable. So let's get into it. It starts off with 3 bars of drums, then the guitar comes in with the chords A minor, G, F, and E. After the chord intro for 2 bars, it goes to a verse. Now I'm going to do my best to play it like the original Ventures version. So it's just an A minor scale, starting with a pickup on an E note, up to an A, down to the octave, and it just walks the scale. And when you get to the A, you jump up to the C and down to the B. And the next part repeats partially, so you hit 2 notes there after the G. Play both the open G and B, then to the A and C notes, back to the open G and B, down to the A and F. Then play an E to an E flat while kind of letting the G string drone a little bit. Then walking up the scale from a D to an F. D, E, F, and then back down. Going into the turnaround, you play a C, E, C, D. And I think the next note might be a mistake, but for accuracy's sake, right after the C, E, C, D, he hits a G sharp and a D, like this. They left a lot of mistakes in recordings back then. After all, tape and studio time were expensive. Not that the notes are wrong, I just say it might be a mistake because he doesn't do it the second time around. Then you do play the G sharp and the D, with this rhythm going back into the main riff. And don't forget the pickup from the B to the low A, back up to the octave, and then the verse repeats. And here, at the end of the second verse, you end the riff on a C. So here's the whole thing. Now onto the bridge. Walking up from a G, the song goes into the relative major key, in this case, C major. Grab that whammy bar on the open G. So then play a C chord, but only playing the second and third strings, so only playing a C and a G. Then an A minor, if you got a whammy bar. And the recording here changes grooves to a swing feel. Whether you want to play it like that is up to you. Then to an F bar chord, to an open E chord. You're just playing an arpeggio down from the 3rd string to the 4th string to the 5th string. And the notes you are playing are A, F, C, twice. Then shift down to the E chord and shift up with your picking hand, so you're playing the 2nd string, the 3rd string, and the 4th string. And the notes here are B, G sharp, E, also twice. Then to an A minor chord, and walk down the scale, starting on the E note down to the B, and back to the main riff. So here's the whole bridge. At this point, you play the first part of the verse again, and at the end, right before the drum break, you play a C, E, C. Then to a C, to a G, back to a C, played what sounds like to me as a C and an open G, to a D with an open G, sliding back down to the C with an open G. Then a drum break for 4 bars, and back to the beginning chords. And then the song just repeats. The only change is at the very end, when you play the D to the F back down. It jumps right to a C chord, to an F chord, all the way up to the 8th fret C bar chord, only playing partial chords on the C and the F, just the 2nd string and 3rd string, the C and the open G, and the C and the A, with a little whammy bar dive at the end. So it sounds like this. Twice on the C, twice on the F, up to the C. Well, that's pretty much the song. I hope you found it helpful, and I hope you enjoy playing Walk Don't Run by The Ventures. And if you're interested, I do have a link to the guitar tab in the description box below. Thank you for watching the Teledyne's YouTube channel. Don't forget to like and subscribe, it really helps out on the algorithm. And you can click that notification bell to be aware of when new videos drop. Right now, we're trying to reach our goal of 1,000 subscribers by the end of the year. So if you want to help the band or the channel, the best thing you can do is hit that subscribe button. It doesn't cost a thing, and it means a whole lot to us. Thank you guys again, and we'll see you next time.